Dear friends, join me in reflecting the Gospel of the 31st Sunday in Ordinary Time in Year B. This Sunday we are reflecting from the Gospel of Saint Mark chapter 12 verses 28 to 34. One of the scribes saw that Jesus answering the question so well, and he asked Jesus, "Which is the first of the commandments?" The question posed in today's Gospel requires Jesus to interpret the law of Moses, which is the first of the commandments. It is said that at the time of Jesus, the rabbis could count up to 613 commandments contained in the law. 365 were prohibitions and 248 were prescriptive. Some of the rabbis considered all these commandments to be equally important, while others continued to debate in order to identify the most important commandment. That is the reason the scribe in the Gospel of today asked Jesus, which is the greatest commandment of the law. Apparently, Jesus gives an answer here that is similar to those given by other rabbis. For instance, there is a story about one Rabbi Hillel who lived a few years before Jesus. A pagan went to Rabbi Hillel and challenged him, "I will believe in the value of Torah if you can teach me the whole law while I stand on one foot." Hillel replied, "Don't do to your neighbor what you would not want done to yourself. This is the whole law, and all the rest is only a commentary." This is a negative rendering. Don't do. However, Jesus picks up two sentences and summarizes the Torah in positive terms. "You must love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind." From Deuteronomy chapter 6:5. "And you must love your neighbor as yourself." From Leviticus chapter 19:18. Dear friends, the father of the church, Basil the Great, taught we could only love our fellow human beings, especially strangers and enemies, because we love God first. And we can only express our love of God fully by loving our neighbors who are the image of God. So the second commandment depends on, follows from, and completes the first. Saint John the Evangelist wrote a letter precisely on this matter. He said, "Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God, and he who loves is born of God and knows God. He who does not love does not know God, for God is love. Anyone who says, 'I love God,' while hating his brother is a liar. For this is his commandment, that he who loves God should love his brother also." We read in the first letter of Saint John chapter 4. So the commandment to love God entails love of neighbor. But observing the second commandment also leads us back to God. Jesus says that when we feed the hungry, welcome the stranger, or care for the homeless, we do these things for him, as we read in Matthew chapter 25 verse 36 to 40. And so it is that Saint Basil can say that in keeping the first commandment, one also keeps the second, and through keeping the second, one returns again to the first. Dear friends, let us ask the help of the Lord, to love our neighbor, and to love ourselves. Friends, be sharers of the Word of God by sharing this video to one or two of your friends. God bless you.